Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next trading card game video, and as you can probably see, this is going to be my first Future Card Buddyfight video. This is not going to be my Airspeed Plays Future Card Buddyfight video, that will be coming later. Because my stuff arrived today, I'm just going to actually do an opening for this in this case. So I'll be opening trial deck number 1, trial deck number 2, and 5 of the booster packs as well. So it's going to be a big opening. I'm going to do them all in this one video, and then the next video will be me talking about how to play the game, the game mechanics, types of cards, and that sort of stuff. My thoughts on the game. That's what my Airspeed Plays TCG series is about. But for now, let's get into an opening. I'll leave the booster packs for last and start off with the trial deck. So the first trial deck is Dominant Dragons. For anyone wondering, Future Card Buddyfight is Bushiroad's latest trading card game. They are the company best known for stuff like Weiss Schwarz and Cardfight Vanguard, and this is their new show. You can watch the whole series on YouTube. I think they're up to episode 8 already. So this is the Dominant Dragons trial deck, which is for the main character, Gao Mikado. And yeah, Dragon World deck, which you'll see as I open this. So, I'm sorry about this being so late, but the problem was that where I ordered these from an online card shop, they had a lot of delays with getting their shipments in that affected basically like their biggest order ever, which was like the latest Magic the Gathering set, the latest Pokemon set, some My Little Pony stuff. So basically their biggest order ever was like delayed, and they had huge problems. But finally it's here. So here's the deck, and then here is the instructions and other stuff that you get with it. So what you get is obviously your instruction manual in how to play, with a little bit of the manga in it as well, I think. And yeah, how to play. It's pretty nicely actually done. Wish it was in color though, but it explains to you how you play. That seems pretty nice. Read from the back, so you can kind of tell it's translated. But in addition to that, you get your playmat, which on the back explains, how to use each deck like correctly. They each have their own kind of different style of battling. This is the Dragon World deck, and then the other side has the Danger World deck, which is obviously this one. But the actual sorry about this. But there you can see the actual match. You have center zone, left, right, drop zone, discard pile, deck, flag, item, buddy, and then turn process and gauge. So yep, pretty basic field. I'll explain more about this in obviously my next video, but yep, that's what that is. And the other thing you get is pretty cool, and it is the life counter for the game. You can see with Gao Mikado on the front, and it says right there life counter. And what it is just a kind of card sleeve type thing with numbers in it, and then you just move it up and down to keep track of your life. You start with 10, and there are cards that can make you go up in life, but the aim is to get your opponent down to 0. But if you want to, you can switch the card around and have it go up as high as 20, which I doubt you'll ever get that high, judging what I've seen from the show and what people have said about the game so far. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that you get something to keep track of the life points with. Games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't really do it that often. Magic the Gathering, you have to get a fat pack to get one of those spin down dials. So here are the cards. The one main thing I've heard about these things is that the backs of these cards feel really good or something like that. So let's see how that is. And yeah, definitely there's some nice texture to this stuff on the back. They're actually really nicely done. It's a kind of raised texture, and you can sort of see it's really nicely made. But yep, here is pretty much one of the best cards in this deck, Rising Flare Dragon. You can see it has that kind of Cardfight Vanguard style with big art, size 2. They keep the kind of whole that mechanic. On the side you can see the attack 5,000, the critical, which is the amount of damage it will do when you attack your opponent, and then 4,000 defense. And it's got a little bit of flavor text here. In this case it says, "The fiery whirlwind appears on the battlefield." Nothing overly interesting. But they also have like things like, this is an armor dragon, and it's also a red dragon, and that's what this deck I think primarily is. There's armor dragons, and then there's dragon knights. So even within this, which is look at the last card here, Dragon World. This is a Dragon World deck, and that's how Buddy Fight decks are broken down. You choose your world based on like your cards. So Dragon World, you may use Dragon World and generic cards. So in this case, they're all dragons, but you can mix armor dragons up with dragon knights if you want to. You just have to keep it to Dragon World or generic cards. And hopefully in the packs that I open later, we'll get some of those generic cards to show them off. But yep, there's multiples of a lot of cards in this deck. So there's a shining Rising Flare dragon. There's a size 3 Gigant Sword Dragon. Gigant Sword Dragon, I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. But this seems pretty cool, 8,000, 4 critical, 8,000. But the whole aim of this game is that in terms of calling these monsters to the field, you can only have up to size 3 on the field. So you can have one size 3, 3 size 1s, a size 2 and a size 1, and there are also size 0s, which obviously are important if you're playing with a lot of high power monsters. Jamadar Dragon, that's really cool. 8,000 attack is pretty nice. 4 of those. Here's the other 3 Rising Flare Dragons to go with the shiny one. That's interesting. There's 3 Extreme Sword Dragons. Some pretty nice art, you know, considering they're all dragons and they're all armored up. It's pretty nice. One bad thing about this deck is that I really think, just based on, I know what the contents of this is that you don't get Gao's best card or his buddy monster, Drungbunker Dragon. It feels like this deck like should have had him in it, but they took it out at kind of the last minute. But 4,000 Rapier Dragons, which is also one of Gao's kind of signature cards. He seems to use that in nearly every episode. Bear Trap Fang Dragon, size 1, 4 of those. Systemic Dagger Dragon, there's 4 of those as well, size 1. Bronze Shield Dragon, size 1. And then we're into some of the spells here. So you have your monsters size 0, 1, 2, 3. I think this deck has some size 0, so I can show that off later. But there's also spells and items. But let's see, we get 4 Dragonic Grimoire, 2 Dragon Breath, 4 Drago Energy, which is one of the biggest spells I suppose that Gao uses. He seems to use that a lot. 4 Green Dragon Shield. Again, this is one of the better defensive cards. Probably what makes this deck, I think, slightly better than this one based on what I've seen. This one has better spells. This one probably has better monsters. But for those, here's some of the items, which are basically weapons. So the aim of these is that they have attack, critical, but no defense. And they're basically, in the game anyway, Gao equips these onto himself through the hologram system and attacks himself. But since he's on the field, he takes damage if they attack him, while the monsters act as guards. I'll explain this more when I actually play the game, but I think it's a really cool mechanic where basically the idea is that you equip this to your flag in the card game, and you can attack with it and stuff like that. It's pretty nice. It's a very offensive focus and little defense, but this is Dragonblade Drago Brave, 3 of those. 3 Dragonblade Drago Fearless. And here we go, impact card. So you turn it to the side, it's this style card, and you get 3 Gargantua Punishers, one of which is shiny. Now, the impact card, it has its own phase, I think, in the turn. It's like the final phase of the turn, and they're basically spell cards, but they have really specific costs. So in this case, you have to pay 4 gauge. You can only cast this one when your opponent has 4 life or less, and neither player has a monster in the center. And if all of these conditions are met, deal 4 damage to your opponent and cannot be nullified. So it's basically a finisher card. If you have this in your hand while you get your opponent to 4, you've basically won the game. So that's a pretty cool card. Definitely one of the kind of reasons why people are a bit weary about getting into the game. Cards like this, a bunch of the other cards are very like, this will finish the game if you get to play it, but it's pretty nice. It's probably the first card game really here, TCG, that I played where they actually use the anime characters on the cards, which is an interesting choice. But here's the My Buddy card. And it is a monster, but obviously there's a little drum bunker dragon. It's not what the actual card looks like. Part of the game is that you choose a buddy monster that has its own space in the field, and if you get one in your hand, you can call it and gain an extra life. And this is just acts as a placeholder for My Buddy. So interesting. And this card really shows that this deck, you can sort of tell, was meant to have a few drum bunker dragons, and they probably actually replaced it with the main card in this deck, which is Rising Flare Dragon, the first shiny I showed you. Then of course you get your flag, Dragon World. So that's that deck. Obviously I don't really know how it plays, I haven't played the game yet, I'm just opening it now. But let's open the next one. This is this trial deck number 2, Savage Steel. So yeah, let's get into this. This is a Danger World deck. So it is a different world, you'll see a different flag in this. There is the cover card, which is Armor Knight Cerberus, which actually is this character's signature card, which again further highlights that, oh, they kind of, it's a bit bad that they didn't put Drum Bunker Dragon in the other deck, but you can sort of tell that, oh, everyone will want this card, they'll buy packs if they do, so there's that. You get the same rulebook, manga bits, you get the same match, as I showed you, the back of it just has the strategy for both decks, but you do get a different life counter. So here's this one with I think his name's Ryuga. I keep forgetting what his name is because he kind of has this kind of dual personality. I think he's called Wolf or something like that. It's weird, but there are our main hero, main villain, and yeah, same exact card in the middle. It's just orange, purple themed, and same with the back. But yeah, that's the life counters and that stuff. So let's get into the deck. So here we go. Danger World, you can instantly see that the design of the cards is different. Let me just show you that. This is what I really like about this game. Even though it has these different worlds, it completely changes the way the card is designed. So you can see the text for the names of the two worlds is different. Danger World has this kind of more fancy writing, while Dragon World has fairly basic writing. You can see the border up here where it says the grade of the size of the monster. The Dragon World has a kind of scale, kind of shield thing, while this one has a kind of danger symbol up here, and stuff like that. Just like even the bottom of it, you have kind of fire along the bottom of the card here, while again you have that kind of yellow and black danger symbol there. So I like that, and it's the same with like the other world that we have in the first set, Magic World, which I probably will get a few of in these packs later on. But anyway, your shiny card is Armor Knight Cerberus. Then you get Armor Knight Black Drake, size 3, 9,000 attack, which is pretty nice. 2 of those. 4 Armor Knight Griffin, which is interesting. This is definitely a cool looking deck. You have a lot of kind of anthropomorphic animals with like amazing weapons on them. Here's our other 3 Armor Knight Cerberus, who's actually a really good card. Has an ability called Soul Guard, as you can see here, which basically stops it being destroyed once, which is pretty nice. A lot of the characters have size 2 monsters as their kind of main buddies, which is cool. Here's Armor Knight Minotaur, 2 of those. Armor Knight Ogre, 4 of those. Armor Knight Hellhound, 4 of those. Armor Knight Wizard, that's a pretty cool looking card, 2 of those. And here we go, here's a size 0, Armor Knight Eagle, and you get 4 of those, so that's pretty nice. They're much weaker, 4,000 attack, 1 critical, 1,000 defense, but definitely just in terms of backing up a size 3 monster, that's pretty cool. They'll probably be pretty important if you use a lot of those, so it's nice to actually get some in these deck. And yeah, pretty amazing art there, a lot of weaponry on that bird. Into the spells, 4 Crimson Slash, 3 Survival Chance, 4 Battle Aura Circle, 3 Invigorating Breath, and you can again see the art has the main character on these cards, which is interesting if you're playing a signature deck, that you will have a lot of cards that have the character on them that it uses, but if you're just making a random deck, you're going to have a lot of anime characters on them, which is interesting. But 4 Hysteric Spear, which is a pretty cool card actually. I think it's one of the better cards in this deck, with the ability Penetrate, which is pretty nice. 3 Boulder Piercing Spear. The impact card for Danger World this time is Drum Bunker, and again you get a shiny version of that. And this one has says pay 2 gauge. You may only cast this card if you do not have a monster in the center. For this turn, give one of your weapons on the field power plus 4000 and plus 2 critical and penetrate. If the weapon is stood up, so not used, you attack with it. So it's again a kind of finisher card. It adds 2 onto a weapon, which in this deck is 2, so it'll do 4 damage, that sort of thing. And then if you kill a monster, the penetrate ability does damage too. You get 3 of those. Here's the My Buddy card, the Chibi Armor Knight Cerberus, and then here's the Danger World flag. It says you may use Danger World and generic cards, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, let me just show you the My Buddy card things, which is actually pretty interesting. So you see, you get Drum Bunker Dragon Buddy, My Buddy card for the Dragon World deck, but no Drum Bunker Dragon. Armor Knight Cerberus My Buddy card, but you do get 4 Armor Knight Cerberus in the Danger World deck. So it shows that, yep, it's kind of bad that they didn't put the Drum Bunker Dragon in, but yeah, some pretty nice starter decks. They're meant to be pretty good, and with only 1 set out right now, they are actually like reasonably good decks to use as far as I'm aware, with not many cards there. So here we go. I have 5 packs of the first booster set, which is called Dragon Chief, to open. This is also going to be my first time ever opening up a Bushi Road pack of cards. I haven't opened the Card Fight Vanguard stuff I have is only trial decks, so this is my first time with Bushi Road packs. I know there's only 5 cards in each pack. There's 1 rare or higher card in each pack, 3 commons, 1 uncommon. So it's actually, I think that it's really weird in that it's actually harder to get the complete set of commons than it is to get it's harder to get the complete set of uncommons than it is to get the complete set of rares, pretty much. So it's pretty weird just the way the pack ratio works. But yeah, there's commons, uncommons, rares, double rares, which is the first holo, triple rares, the super holo. There's SPs, which are, again, I think they're unique versions of triple R's and double R's. And then the key card is a Buddy Rare card, which is Jackknife Dragon, which is one of the other main characters' Buddy monster. So let's open this. Conveniently, there is a slot at the thing top to open this. So let's see how this works. Okay, so first up we have, for Danger World, Raging Dragon Zargus. And there's also the decks. There's only like 3 or 4 cards that are actually in this set, which is nice. So there's only a few times you'll actually get cards you already have from the trial decks, which is interesting. But yeah, Danger World card there. Then we have Kenji of the Explosive Fist. This is a Magic World card, and again, comparing it to Danger World, you can see it's got the blue borders here. The damage and critical stuff is in different text. The writing is also in a more fancy style of text. And yeah, it's just organized very differently. Even the size has the kind of squares linked together. It's pretty nice. But yep, size 1 monster for Magic World. Here's a generic card, a generic spell card. In this case, it's from the chess archetype, which is pretty cool in this set. You can just add these to any of the deck and they work reasonably well. They have pretty high costs and not great effects, but if you need a certain effect, they're good. So that's our last common. Here's our 1 uncommon in the pack, which is Buddy Charge, and there's the guy who has Jackknife Dragon, which is pretty nice. And then we get a normal rare, Dragonic Destroy. So the key thing about this is a single rare. It's not shiny on the card really, but it just has shiny spell up there, and also Dragonic Destroy. And I think for the monsters it says stuff along the side. So stuff like this, this could go straight into the deck. Dragonic Destroy. It's pretty nice. I'll go through what rares I get at the end. But okay, let's go into the second pack. Okay, so we have Dragon Knight Leonidas. So this is a Dragon Knight card, and it also says /hero, so you can sort of see archetypes developing straight away. It's pretty cool. Leonidas, I think Spartan King is the name. Oops! Exclamation point. Magic World spell, and as you can sort of tell, Magic World is the very spell orientated world in this set, so that's pretty cool. There's Royal Fork, another chess card, chess spell. Our uncommon is Clash Dragon Gale Korga, size 1. Doesn't seem too amazing, but okay. And then we have a double rare Lord Aura Meditation spell for Danger World. Counter, put 2 cards from the top of your deck into your gauge. That seems pretty cool for like accelerating your deck straight away. That's pretty nice. So there, our first holo of these packs. And given what I've seen from the people like opening boxes of this set, there is only like 5 or 6 like holos in each box of 30 or something like that. So for me to get one holo out of 5 packs is actually perfectly fine, I think. So anything else is probably just a bonus at this stage. So there's a reprint from the Danger World deck, Boulder Piercing Spear. I think you only get 3, so if this is any good, I could add an extra one to the deck. I don't think it's amazing. Dance Magician Albrecht, Magic World. Seems like a pretty good size too, 6,000 defense, 4,000 attack. No effect though. Then we've got Pawn Storm again, spell. The uncommon is Quick Summon, and there you can see the guy who has the Magic World deck. And yeah, pretty cool uncommon spell. And then normal rare Danger World card, Saberclaw Dragon Vulcan. Size 1, 5,000 attack. And you can see that there's a monster with the rare, so you can see the critical attack and defense is also done up in gold, so that's pretty nice. Dual Dragon, so I think that can probably go into the deck we have there if we needed to. But let's go into pack number 4. Obviously I'd like to get Drumbunker Dragon, just so I can have the kind of main card of the set, because I probably don't plan on getting like too crazy into this game. I'm definitely going to check out especially the next set, because there's a Katana world, which is a ninja focused world coming out, and I probably want to get some of those cards. But Armor Knight Gargoyle doesn't seem that great. 1,000 attack, 3 critical though. Yep. Demon Maestro Bathin, or Bathin, from Magic World. There's a generic chess monster. This is a mobile unit soldier pawn. Size 1 chess, 3,000 attack, 1 critical, 3,000 defense. It seems alright. I'd actually oddly like to make a chess deck, because I think it's just kind of so absurd it would work. But Combat Unit Guardian Rook. Size 1, 5,000 defense, 0 critical, 4,000 attack. A lot of the chess cards I think do boost attack and stuff like that, but this is a good just like defensive card to protect the center line, which stops your opponent from doing you damage. And then yeah, this is actually a card I actually wanted to get, because as I said, I like chess. And here we get the King the Dominator, probably the best card that the chess have so far, apart from some of the spells. But size 3, 6,000 attack, 3 critical, 3,000 defense. It costs 2 gauge, and you have to put a chess card from your drop zone into the monster's soul. But it's got Soul Guard then, which is pretty good. So that's pretty nice. I'm happy I got that card, even though it's just a normal rare and not that good compared to a lot of the other stuff. But yeah, let's go into our last pack. So there we go. Dragon Knight Alexander. Again, a Dragon Knight card. Blue Chase Dragon Garg. Size 0 Danger World once again. So that's pretty nice. I think Dragon World does get a grade 0, size 0. I keep going back to Vanguard in this pack, but I'm not sure. Uh, Generic spell neutralize. Discard a card from your hand, destroy a spell on the field. Seems alright, but it has to be on the field. It's not a counter card as well. Demon Realm Death Metal Valifar. Size 1. Seems pretty good though. 5,000 attack for a size 1. Only 1 critical though. And then finally we get a double rare. Steel Fist Drago Knuckle, one of Gao's signature cards. He likes this is probably one of the biggest weapon he puts on. This is pretty good. I'm happy I got this, because this can probably go straight into the deck as well. You could he definitely uses this in a lot of his winning combos in the show, so I'm pretty happy with that. You can see the rares I got here along the top. We got a rare Dragon World spell, double rare Danger World spell, single rare Danger World monster. We got a rare generic Chess King the Dominator, and then a double rare Steel Fist Drago Knuckle. So I'm pretty happy with those pulls out of those packs. To be honest, I said to myself before they arrived, I'd be lucky if I even got one holo from 5 packs. So to get 2 is pretty nice, and kind of one card I actually did want. Though no Drumbunker Dragon yet, but I assume he'll be easier to get at some point. Probably when they release like Gao's second deck for Dragon World or something like that. But yeah, I'm going to have to go and learn how to play this game now, and then I'll come back and give my thoughts on it, how the trial decks are, and stuff like that, just how the game is in general. So thanks for watching this video, and bye.